Advisory boards, setting them up. So in companies that nowadays, it's very common to have two boards, to have a regular board of directors who has voting and control and can make all the key decisions and has actual authority over the strategic direction of the company, working on behalf of the shareholders generally, and an advisory board, which is there to help advise the company, give thoughts and ideas, help refine strategies. Now, these two boards usually work in parallel from each other, but separate from each other. The advisory board is looking at the company, looking at the situation, trying to issue advice, and say what the best strategic direction for the business is. Whereas the actual acting board, the traditional board of directors, is charged with doing what is best for the business and making those actual votes. One reason people love being on advisory boards versus regular boards of directors is the risk profile is much lower. Very unlikely to get sued as an advisory board member because you're not taking actual votes and you're not charged with those same duties. You're just giving advice, helping out, and it's a really much simpler position in many ways. Whereas that traditional board is charged with those duties and has to make some very serious votes and may be put in some very difficult situations. So when we weigh the two boards, they're really different boards. So how do you set these things up? Well, you want to look at who the right members are. And just like your regular traditional board of directors, you want to have a diversity of skill sets, experience, and connections within your advisory board. So you need to think about who's connected to the company, who will give us good insights, and of course, who's willing to serve. It's great to have an advisory board, and it's great to want certain people on the board, but if people aren't willing to serve, you're not going to get very far. You need to actually get people to sign up and say, yes, I want to be on that advisory board. So you've got to be realistic in your targeting. But think about who's a good advisor. And a lot of people here use this for strategic connections. Many companies, when they set up their advisory board, are not only thinking about the advice the board member is going to get, but also how do we get these board members connected more with us and our business and maybe giving us leads or positive connections. So it's very strategic, perhaps more strategic in who you put on your advisory board than your regular board. And many companies publicize the name of their advisory board members so they can use it for credibility and to grow the connections of the business. So I recommend you take a look around, think about your board, think about the advisory board and use it. But when you're setting it up, you want to be very strategic about it and how do you use it in the right way. If you have general questions about business and business law, go ahead and drop them below. But remember, your comments will not be confidential, so don't put anything specific to you or your situation. Other people may see those comments. And I hope you subscribe to this channel and go check out our whole library of past videos. Thanks for tuning in today, folks.